Fox Sports.
We are Blackmore. We are Arizona.
Back home in Arizona for the final time in 2015. Downtown Phoenix, it's baseball as the D-backs over up the last homestand of the season. Tonight with the first of three against the Colorado Rockies. It's Robbie Ray on the mound to open things up against Colorado's Christian Bergman. The D-backs and the Rockies on Fox Sports Arizona. Good evening from Chase Field. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthew, Bob Brenly along the way. Good to be back home. Final homestand of the year here. First of three versus the Rockies and Robbie Ray, the left-hander, on the mound tonight for the Diamondbacks. Bob, outstanding in his previous start last week in Los Angeles.
Yeah, we saw Robbie Ray at his best, commanding that fastball, but almost equally as important is what he did between pitches. They tried to speed up his pace. Don't take so long out there on the mound. Keep your defense on your toes. And combining that with the fact he was pounding that strike zone against the Dodgers in one of his best outings of the year.
Yeah, and Walt Weiss in his Rockies lineup not shying away from left-hand hitters. He's got a bunch of them in there. Dangerous from the right-hand side. More dangerous than ever, it seems, is Nolan Arenado.
Well, you know, any other year, Nolan Arenado would be getting some serious consideration for most valuable player. He leads the league in homers and RBIs, total bases. The .285 batting average, certainly more than respectable, but unfortunately for him, a lot of guys having better years, but Nolan Arenado has been a guy that is up and coming for a long time and is about to take his place as a big league star.
Yeah, just 24 years old, already two-thirds of the way to the Triple Crown. Can the Diamondbacks get four guys in the top 10 in the league in hitting? Joining the 300 club is next. And then first pitch, the Diamondbacks and the Rockies on Fox Sports Arizona. Is brought to you in part by Cox Gigablast. How will you live the gig life? By Lone Butte Casino. Yearn for more winning moments at Lone Butte Casino. And by Jack in the Box. Taste the Homestyle Ranch Chicken Club Sandwich today, only at Jack in the Box.
The roof is open, and this is the place to be. Welcome back to Chase Field for the Diamondbacks' final homestand of this 2015 season as Arizona welcomes Colorado to town for a 3-game set. Well, heading into September baseball, Chip Hale said he wanted his players, whether playing for pride or playoffs, to finish the season strong. And they've done just that, as the numbers do not lie. Diamondbacks dominating on offense with 4 players ranking in National League batting top 10. You've got A.J. Pollock in 6th, followed by Goldie and Peralta in 7 and 8 respectively, and Ender rounding things off with a 3.04 average. Quite the impressive feat for the team, as they have numerous weapons on offense.
When you have your team meetings now, it's not just about trying to stop Paul Goldschmidt. Now you have to try to stop David Peralta. Now you have to try to stop A.J. Pollock, Ender Inciarte. Our catchers also have more home runs than anybody in baseball this year. So you know, we're proud of what we've accomplished offensively this year. There's always room for improvement. We know that, but you know, kudos to those guys. They've really busted their fannies this year, and you know, they're getting rewarded with good numbers.
Mark Grace, Turner Ward, and the entire Diamondbacks coaching staff, a lot to be proud of this season as they look at the Diamondbacks offense, what the players have been able to do at the plate, and now they try to keep that going in this final homestand of the season. We've got first pitch as the Diamondbacks and the Rockies open this 3-game set. You want to stay with us. Baseball at its best right after this.
Chase Field. It's late September in Arizona. The roof is open, the evening warm and comfortable as the D-backs begin their final homestand of the 2015 season tonight. David Peralta and company first to 3 against the Colorado Rockies. And your Arizona Ford starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks is the 23-year-old left-hander. He's Robbie Ray. Continues to improve over the final month of the season. Robbie's victory at Dodger Stadium last Tuesday, his second win in 3 starts. His pitching coach is Mike Harkey.
We had a little bit better pitch efficiency, you know. He was able to get in the 6th inning, which has been something that has been a struggle for him all year. And he was only able to do that because he got some quick outs, and he got strike 1 a lot earlier.
The numbers on Robbie Ray, the walk still a concern. He's walked at least 3 in a game, 8 times in his last dozen starts, but he's been hard to hit lately and pitching, Bob, as you put it last week, with conviction.
Yeah, it was really obvious in that start at Dodger Stadium. Every pitch that he delivered against that Dodger lineup, it looked like it could possibly be the last pitch of his career. That's the way you love to see guys approach their outings.
Lance Barrett is our plate umpire tonight. Roof and panels open. A beautiful night in downtown Phoenix. And Charlie Blackmon looks at ball 1. We are underway. First of 3. Diamondbacks and Rockies. Blackmon hitting .290. He's got 17 home runs. All of those 17 homers coming from the leadoff spot. There's the strike. 1-1.
Certainly would make things a lot easier facing this Rockies lineup to keep Charlie Blackmon off the bases. This guy has been a thorn in the D-back side throughout his career. 41 stolen bases this year. If he gets on, he's a guy that will definitely draw some attention.
Third in the league behind Billy Hamilton and Dee Gordon, just ahead of A.J. Pollock. In fact, Charlie Blackmon is only the 4th Rockies player ever with 40 steals in a season. AJ out in center field tonight.
Love to see AJ get 3 more before the end of the season. Get that nice round number 40 on the back of his bubblegum card.
Base hit for Blackmon. He is always a thorn in the Diamondbacks side, especially in this ballpark. And he's got a leadoff single. The lineup for Walt Weiss's Colorado Rockies. No shortage of left-hand hitters in there, Bob, against Robbie Ray.
It's kind of surprising given the bats he has available, but this is the way Walt Weiss will send him out tonight. Charlie Blackmon in center, Jose Reyes at short, Carlos Gonzalez out in right field, Nolan Arenado at third base, Corey Dickerson in left field, Justin Morneau at first base, DJ LeMahieu at second, Tommy Murphy doing the catching, and Christian Bergman on the mound.
The switch hitting Jose Reyes back in the lineup for the Rockies. They'll keep Blackmon close. Reyes has not played since last Wednesday. He's been out with a sore left Achilles tendon. The numbers just with the Rockies this year, 253. He's got 7 homers on the season between the Rockies and the Blue Jays. This is not going to help Robbie's pace or rhythm or flow, having to deal with Blackmon on base right out of the gate here.
I mentioned it during Blackmon's at bat. You have to pay attention to him over there. You got to keep him close, give him different deliveries to home plate, try to break up your rhythm so he doesn't have anything to time over there.
Base hit. Reyes rolls it into right. A pair of singles open things up for Colorado.
Reyes has a hole in the right side of the infield, gets a fastball up and out over the plate. I tell you, veteran hitters, they look for that. They look for pitches that will allow them to hit the ball in the direction of the weakness in the defense. Reyes got that fastball up and out over, knew he had a hole on the right side, just a ground ball, rolls through into right for a base hit.
And now you will deal with the sharp end of the Rockies order. All of these guys are just red hot right now. Blackmon at second, Reyes at first. Very good speed on the bases, still no outs. And here's Cargo at 268 with 39 home runs, good for third in the league behind Arenado and Harper, with Arenado on deck. Big swing and a miss, 0-1. Gonzalez 26 home runs since the All-Star break. That's the most in the major leagues. It's also the most by a Rocky in the second half of the season since Dante Bichette in 1995. And he blasts it into left center. This will bring Blackmon in with the game's first run. Peralta drops the ball. Stu Cole will stop Reyes at third. An RBI single for Cargo, and it's 1-0 Colorado.
Third baseman, number 28, Nolan Arenado.
Then we hit the reset button. Start this one over again. 3 straight base hits to start the ball game. 2 of them coming to the opposite field. 1 a broken bat hit up the middle. David with a slight misplay out there in left field.
And now you got big problems. Here's Nolan Arenado. Arenado, one of the best players in the majors at the age of 24. He's hitting .285, tied with Bryce Harper for the league lead with those 41 home runs. He is also going to win the NL RBI title, way out ahead of the field in the RBI column. And go ahead, Bud.
I was just going to say, we talked about Robbie Ray pitching with conviction last time out against the Dodgers. Every pitch is important. Arenado approaches every at bat the same way. We've had shots of him gritting his teeth up there at the mound, or at the plate rather, just grinding away every at bat.
Fly ball out to Peralta. Reyes at third. He will come in. Here's the throw. It's cut off by Milano. He let it go through, but Reyes is in there anyway. An RBI for Arenado. There's one more for the league leader, and it's 2-0 Colorado.
Number 6, Corey Dickerson.
Reyes scored a lot easier than I thought he would. David's coming in on that ball at a pretty good pace. Got rid of it quickly. Throw just a little bit into foul territory, but Jose Reyes still runs extremely well and scores easily.
So 2 runs in, 1 out. Cargo still at first. And here's the left-hand hitting Corey Dickerson, who's been out most of the year with injuries. 320 and 8 home runs. Everybody that has been out for most of the year, every time the Diamondbacks have played Colorado, seems to be back in the lineup for Walt Weiss here in the season's final week. They've, for long stretches this year, been without Dickerson, been without Justin Morneau. He's on deck. Rockies finally healthy here, too little too late. Rides it to right in Ciarte. Ender runs it down. Cargo back to the bag at first. Allowed out number 2.
That's baseball for you. The hardest hit ball in the inning goes for an out. Dickerson imparted a lot of topspin on that line drive. Looked off the bat like it had a chance to get into the gap, but a lot of topspin on that drive. Stayed in the ballpark for Ender Inciarte to make the play.
Overshift on the right-hand side for Justin Morneau, who's back in the lineup. At .320 with 3 homers. He's played in only 44 games all year. Morneau went down in the middle of May with a neck injury and a recurrence of the concussion problems that almost ended his career several seasons ago. Didn't get back until the first week of September. He missed more than 100 games.
Yeah, good hitters hit good everywhere. Justin Morneau, no exception, and really hits well in this ballpark. Last 2 years in 10 games, he's hit .333, 6 extra base hits, driven in 7 in those 10 games.
Good. 2-1. Morneau has played in just 17 games since he came back to the lineup September 4th. And he's been trying to make up for all the time he missed. He's hit nearly .380 since he came off the DL. Said his timing at the plate came back a lot quicker than he thought it would. 2-1 pitch. Robbie Ray behind, 3 balls and a strike. He's got DJ LeMahieu on deck. In the seats and out of play. Full count, 3-2. First 3 Rockies batters in the ball game had singles against Robbie Ray. 2 of them have scored. The third, Cargo, will be off from first with a pitch here. 3-2, 2 outs. Goldie will play behind the runner at first. Gonzalez takes off. Morneau hits a bouncer foul. Rockies will finish their season on the road. They completed their home schedule this year, 36-45 at Coors Field. The second worst home record in a full season in franchise history. Gonzalez takes off again. Morneau hits a bouncer. Goldie on the short hop. And Robbie Ray limits the damage, but the Rockies open up with 2. Diamondbacks coming up. Ender and Ciarte and company set to take their first crack at your Arizona Ford starting pitcher for the Rockies. He's Christian Bergman, the 27-year-old right-hander. This will be his 29th appearance with Colorado this year, but just his 3rd start. Here's hitting coach Turner Ward.
We've seen him in the bullpen multiple times, this year. He's a fastball, cutter, slider type guy who got all the pitches, change up, curveball. He's liable to throw anything at any time. But, with a game plan of a guy like this, especially he's a kind of spot starting, we want to get to him early because he's not looking to go deep in the game because he's not expected to.
Well, he certainly didn't go deep last time. His previous appearance was his first start since April. It did not go well. He was shelled by the Pirates last Wednesday at Coors. 7 runs, 10 hits in less than 4 innings.
Well, that ambush has been a good part of the Diamondbacks offense this year. You may recall on that last road trip against Casey Kelly in San Diego, they really jumped on him early in the ball game.
And here's Ender coming off the 4-for-4 Sunday in the win at San Diego. He takes strike 1. He's at 304 now with 6 homers. A pair of home runs on Sunday. And not surprisingly, Ender called it the best game he's had since he's played in the big leagues.
Duh.
He said it was a lot of fun. It was fun to watch, that's for sure. 2 singles, 2 homers. This up in the air, left center for Dickerson. And quickly 1 out for Bergman. A lineup for Chip Hale's Arizona Diamondbacks.
Ciarte once again that leadoff spot out in right field. Brandon Drury at second base. A.J. Pollock in the 3-hole out in center field. Paul Goldschmidt cleaning up at first base. David Peralta out in left. Wellington Castillo doing the catching tonight with Jake Lamb at third. Chris Owings at short and lefty Robbie Ray on the mound.
Brandon Drury getting the start at second base. Owings at shortstop. There was some news today on Nick Ahmed. He is not expected back this year. After the injury he suffered in Los Angeles, they did an MRI on Nick's back. They found some bruising in there. No big deal, but really no point in having him play this week. So they're going to shut him down for the rest of the year. Brandon Drury ahead 2-0. He's at 261 with 2 homers.
You heard Turner Ward's scouting report on Bergman. He might throw any pitch in any count to any hitter. The thing is, none of them are overpowering. Nothing would really grade as above average. Has an okay sinker, an okay cutter, velocity right around 89, 90 miles an hour. His slider can be a really good weapon at times if he's throwing it on that outside part of the plate, but nothing overpowering.
3-1 pitch right at the knees. It's a full count. Bergman was a candidate for a rotation spot with the Rockies this spring, but the 5th starter's job went to former first-round pick Eddie Butler. But now Bergman getting a few starts here at the end of the year. Curry drives it to right center field, but Blackman's out there by the pool.
Center field.
Well, I have a moment before A.J. Pollock takes his at bat. Let's take a look at our Valley Honda keys to the ball game tonight. It's that time of year. We talk about it all season. Do something to help the team win a ball game. Do something to help the team win a ball game. Well, playing against the last place team in your division when you're almost guaranteed a 3rd place finish, get greedy. Get your numbers. Get out there and get some hits against statistically the worst pitching staff in baseball.
Diamondbacks have a lot of contenders here, as we talked about at the top of the show. 4 D-backs in the top 10 in the league in hitting. All over 300. Here's one of them. AJ is 6th at 317.
And just quickly, the other key was watch your pace. We talked about Robbie Ray, and his outing against the Dodgers was working much more quickly between pitches, and it seemed to really help his effectiveness when he did throw the pitch.
AJ drives it into left center field. That one will be cut off by Dickerson, who makes a nice play out there to keep it from rolling onto the warning track, and A.J. Pollock is in there with his 38th double. Replace your divots.
First baseman, number 44.
You were saying about getting your numbers.
Get your numbers. Get greedy. This is a pitching staff that's given up the worst ERA in the majors this year at 5.31. The worst opponent's batting average at 2.92. And the Diamondbacks have had some success against this Rocky staff in the past. Look at that, between the legs.
Corey Dickerson, a nice play out there.
Didn't know you had it in you, Corey.
Kept Pollock at second, 2 outs for Goldie. And Paul Goldschmidt hitting .316. That's good for 7th in the National League. Goes into the final week of the year with 31 homers, and he is 2nd in the league in RBIs behind Arenado. And Arenado's already added 1 more to his total. There's the top 10 in the league.
Especially keep a close eye on those 3 guys at the bottom. David Peralta, DJ LeMahieu, and Ender Inciarte, obviously all involved in the ball game here tonight, all within 3 points.
That one's going to drop in. Andy Green will wave AJ. Gonzalez will make no throw. Diamondbacks get 1 back, and RBI for Goldie. Back-to-back 2-out hits make it a 2-1 ball game.
Punch and a counter punch. Good to see the Diamondbacks come right back in the bottom half of the inning and put a run on the board. Paul Goldschmidt with a little inside-out swing. Soft liner into right field to play A.J. Pollock.
Two-one now. David Peralta up there. 2 outs, Goldie at first. And David 8th in the National League in hitting. He's at .307.
Goldie's 106th RBI of the year. 31 of those have come in the very first inning.
See those 17 home runs for David. He homered Sunday in the win at San Diego. And he's down here 0-2. Rockies overload the right-hand side. Arenado is all by himself. The third baseman playing in the shortstop position. Reyes on the first base side is second. And there goes Goldie. Gets one of his Goldie jumps. And once again, that's one that David would like to have back. He was almost at second base by the time Peralta hit the ball. Look at this jump.
Once again, tough for a left-handed hitter. David Peralta can't see what's going on behind him down there at first base. If he had known the kind of jump that Goldie had, he might take that pitch and take his chances on the 2-strike count.
One and two. Christian Bergman filling the rotation spot at the injured Jorge De La Rosa. He's out with right Achilles tendonitis. 2-2 on Peralta now. Certainly no stranger. The Diamondbacks have seen plenty of Christian Bergman, but always out of the bullpen. Where the Diamondbacks run the bases, I imagine if you play them 19 times a year, you get a little paranoid when a guy's at first.
I think so.
2-2. And there he goes again. David hits a little roller. But Mayhew has it with the shift on, and that's the end of the inning. But the Diamondbacks down 2-0, get one back. RBI 106 for Goldie after one inning. D-backs trail it 2-1. Continues to be your home for postseason action with the American League Division and Championship Series. Don't miss a moment of the drama and the history. It all begins October 8th on FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Rockies second baseman DJ LeMahieu leads off the Colorado second with strike one from Robbie Ray. LeMahieu ninth in the league at 305, one spot ahead of Ender Inciarte. The 6 homers and 59 RBIs, both career highs. Over to Chris Owings at shortstop. One down.
All right.
I know what's going to make you really excited. Some Wetzel's Pretzels.
Yeah, that too.
Good to be back home at Chase Field. Smell those Wetzel's Pretzels. That aroma wafting up from right underneath us here in our broadcast position. A little cinnamon on there.
A lot of cinnamon on there.
Dennis Lamb doesn't eat them all on the way up to the booth. There he is, the latest episode of the Dennis Lamb Show. Here's rookie catcher Tom Murphy. This is a guy they like a lot. They're without both of their two catchers. Nick Hundley out for the year, and so is Mike McHenry, so they've got a whole bunch of rookies back there. And Murphy, just 8 games into his big league career, has had a good start. 296, 3 homers. They lost Hundley for the season. He's not played since September 6th. He's been shut down after he suffered a neck injury. McHenry blew out a knee. He's been out basically the whole second half of the year. And Murphy played collegiately at Buffalo, where the Rockies got him with a 3rd-round pick 3 years ago.
How about this? We've heard players say, you know, the day they signed their professional contract felt like Christmas Day. Really had to feel like that for Tommy Murphy. He was signed by Rocky scout Ed Santa.
Well, Robbie Ray gets a present, his first strikeout. He's now retired 5 in a row, settling in here after a bumpy first. Christian Bergman, the pitcher.
As you might imagine, pitching mostly out of the bullpen this year. Bergman only has 9 at bats this season, 2 for 9. He has struck out a couple of times.
Just fire some fastballs in there and get this over with. Bouncer to CO. Robbie Ray makes short work of the Rockies in the second. He's retired 6 in a row. They lead it 2-1.
Of the season without their closer. Brad Ziegler back home in Kansas City as his wife just gave birth to a daughter, Lauren Michelle. He will not be with the team for the next couple days or so. He hasn't really told Chip Hale his plans yet. Chip said he wants his closer, Ziegler, to take that time with the family. So while he is gone, the team will look to Tim Hudson most likely in the 9th in a safe situation. Or Chip said he might use a combo of players. So we'll see how it all plays out. Daniel Hudson. Tim Hudson would be hard stretch, guys, but Daniel Hudson will step in.
They're both equally effective. And congratulations to Brad and Kristen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wellington Castillo leads off the Diamondbacks second against Christian Bergman. First pitch swinging, pops it sky high behind the second base bag. Reyes and LeMahieu are out there. It'll be Reyes, the shortstop. One down. Brings up Jake Lamb. Roof and panels open. Beautiful night in downtown Phoenix. As we finish up the 2015 season, 3 against the Rockies and 3 against the Houston Astros. Astros just underway at Safeco Field in Seattle, fighting for their playoff lives. No score in that game. Vidal Nuno, former Diamondback great, pitching for the Mariners tonight. Here's strike one to Jake Lamb. Texas leads the Tigers 7-6 in the 5th inning. So you're keeping an eye on the AL West and wild card if you're watching Houston. There's another high, lazy fly ball. Dickerson has it. 2 down. Astros last night were tied late at Seattle 2-2-7. Chris Carter. Watch where this lands.
Oh my.
Third deck at Safeco. And that was the difference. They won it 3-2.
Well, that's a ballpark where the ball just does not carry well. You rarely see anything hit up in that third deck.
3 pitches, 2 outs so far for Bergman. Here's Chris Owings. So you've got the Rangers and the Astros fighting it out for the AL West. You got the Astros trying to hold off the Angels and the Twins for that second wild card spot in the American League behind the Yankees. And the Angels have been on a roll lately. They keep winning in walk-off fashion in Anaheim. And another walk-off win last night.
That Rangers-Tigers game, Texas scored 5 in the first, another run in the second, but the Tigers have scored at least 2 runs in each of the first 3 innings. That's not exactly a pitcher's duel going on there at Tiger Stadium tonight. Actually, in Texas.
You have the Angels just underway. They're hosting Oakland right now. And Minnesota is at Cleveland with Kyle Gibson on the mound. There's the West. Astros a game and a half out in the division. They currently hold the second wild card, but they've got the Angels and the Twins breathing down their necks. And so Houston in here for the final 3 of the year. Bergman rings up CO. We are through 2. Diamondbacks trail the Rockies 2-1. Is brought to you in part by your Valley Honda dealers, where you'll get more standard features for less money. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Mix One, great taste, no face, available at local retailers. Chase Field, downtown Phoenix. Diamondbacks trail the Rockies 2-1, set for the 3rd inning. And the leadoff man will lead it off for the Rockies. It's Charlie Blackmon against Robbie Ray. Blackman singled and scored a run to open up the ball game. Mike Harkey, after Robbie's win at Dodger Stadium last week, said that one of the keys for Robbie's success was what coaches call cardio pitching. Think of it as a cardio workout. And Hark said the idea is to try and work as fast as you can, kind of like a workout, like you're running. And in Robbie's case, it seems to be working. It's a slow roller to Brandon Drury. So they're just going to run with it with Robbie. It's all about pace, limiting the time between pitches. And for Robbie, they measured the time between pitches thrown last week, his quickest pace since July. It was basically taking him 3 fewer seconds between every pitch. He had been at 22. Last week at Dodger Stadium, it was 19 seconds. So we'll do our own little cardio pitching clock here and see if he can get under 22 seconds in between every pitch and work at the pace they like to see him work at.
It took a little bit longer on that first delivery as he had to wait for Reyes to get into the batter's box. The team threw the ball around the horn, but you can see working much quicker than that 22-second pace we were talking about.
Jose Reyes. And Mike Harkey was saying that for him, with throwing strikes or just making pitches, there's a rhythm. And Robbie recently, his rhythm, his tempo, they just weren't good. They weren't where they wanted it. He takes a lot of time in between pitches, and when you're taking a lot of pauses between pitches, it means you're thinking a lot. And Hark said at this point in his career, Robbie doesn't need to think a whole lot. He just needs to figure out his delivery and make pitches. So it's an effort to keep things going faster and, in a sense, simplify things.
And usually that has a trickle-down effect on other aspects of the game. Your defense is going to be up on their toes a little bit more. If you're throwing strikes, they're going to anticipate that ball being put into play. Everybody's going to be ready to make plays behind you defensively. You get your team back in the dugout much quicker if you have a fast inning. Let them get up to the plate and swing the bats against the Rockies pitchers.
Well, they were convinced that one of the reasons Robbie was not getting very much run support was because his hitters were out in the field too long. He was taking too much time. Little Peralta has to play that on a hop, and Reyes is 2 for 2. And now, Bob, how does that complicate things, the fact that you've got a base runner over there?
Well, it slows everything down, obviously. You've got to pay some attention to the base runner over there at first, but you still like to eliminate as much downtime as you can. Don't mess around so much with the rosin bag. Don't clean your cleats between every pitch. Just get your sign, come up to a set position, alter your rhythm to home plate to keep that runner close at first, but try to maintain that fast pace.
Carlos Gonzalez, a big cut at that one. Cargo an RBI single his first time up. There's the cardio workout. Mountainside Fitness right here in the ballpark. Watching the game. I wonder if he sees himself on the monitor. Let's see if he figures this out. And there you are. Yeah, there.
Yeah,
nice work. If that won't inspire you on the old treadmill, I don't know what will.
Got it.
Oh, they picked him off. Dan Isonia down there says you're out, Jose. Reyes picked off, 2 down.
Nice job by Robbie Ray. That quick step off move caught Reyes out in no man's land, maybe looking for a sign at third base, maybe peeking in at the catcher signs. Not sure what he was doing, but they get him easily at first base that time.
Carlos Gonzalez gives it a ride out toward the pool, and Ciarte at the wall, and he can't get it. It's gone. Carlos Gonzalez, that's number 40 and his 27th since the All-Star break. And now Reyes probably feeling even less enthused than he was after he was picked off first.
We talked about Corey Dickerson's top spin line drive earlier in the ball game. Carlos Gonzalez does exactly the opposite. He hits towering monster fly ball home runs that just seem to stay up in the air forever. Now you see Reyes react on the bench.
3-1 Colorado. Nolan Arenado. It's Cargo's 5th home run this year off a left-hand pitcher. And he is all smiles. What a finish to the season he's having. That's his 9th home run and 23rd RBI in September. Arenado off the fist. It's a high pop up for CO. And that's the end of the 3rd. But the Rockies get one more. They lead it 3-1.
With that home run by Carlos Gonzalez, he joins teammate Nolan Arenado with 40 homers each on this day in baseball history. Brought to you by Geico. The Rockies' third baseman Vinny Castilla hit his 40th homer, joining Andres Galarraga and Ellis Burks as the first trio of teammates to hit 40 or more in a season since the 1973 Atlanta Braves. Darrell Evans, Davey Johnson, and Hank Aaron all hit over 40 that season.
Robbie Ray leads off the Diamondback 3rd against Christian Bergman. Boy, you can't get any hotter right now than Arenado and Cargo. These guys are slugging it out in September, neck and neck, putting up just stupid numbers this month. Robbie Ray strikes out, second strikeout for Bergman, who set down 5 in a row. We told you about Cargo.
Right fielder.
I mean, this month now, if you add it up, he's got 9 home runs and 24 RBIs in 28 games in September. And then you look to Arenado. Arenado's hit 11 home runs with 31 RBIs in September. And that's in 26 games. Under Inciarte. Ender flied out in his first at bat. Just foul in front of Dave McKay. Ron Pennington is on that one. Nicely done, Ron. Our Golden Glover down the right field line.
Nice.
That's a veteran move right there.
Yes, indeed.
There's Barry Zins poised and ready. Khakis pressed. Looking good.
Hey fans, anytime the D-backs score 5 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day at participating locations. And I have statistical proof.
Oh, I saw that.
There's something going on.
I saw you had your staff trying to support your conspiracy theory, and it turns out you may be correct.
Yes, I am correct.
What do you got, Doctor?
I think the Diamondbacks and Taco Bell and Papa John's and Circle K and Jack in the Box have all conspired to make sure I don't get free food here at home.
What do the numbers tell you?
The numbers would tell me 90 games this year the Diamondbacks have homered. 48 of them have been away games, 42 at home, so I'm 6 in the hole right there. 5 runs or more in a game, which means 3 tacos. They've done it 63 times total, 28 at home, 35 on the road, so I'm down 7 there.
Ouch. Ender drives it toward the right field corner. Targo misplays it. Inciarte's headed for third. Andy Green will stop him there, and we'll see if Gonzalez is okay. He looks a little shaken up out there.
Certainly not a strange sight for Rocky fans to see Carlos Gonzalez limping around the field. He gets hurt all the time. Ender Inciarte with a hooking line drive out there to right field. Slipped hard, fell on the seat of his pants out there on the warning track. Those are those plastic cleats. They just don't dig in like the metal cleats do, especially on a hard pan surface like that warning track.
He has had nagging knee issues on and off, mostly in the first half of the year. He's been feeling good since the All-Star break, and the numbers certainly reflect that. They score that, the 5th triple of the year for Ender Inciarte.
And just to put a ribbon on how I'm getting cheated by all the fast food franchises in town, Diamondbacks with 75 wins this year, 35 at home, 40 on the road. So that's 5 pizzas.
Well, I mean,
now
you know,
second baseman.
You're down a way size or 2. Look at it that way.
Always look on the bright side, partner. That's good. That's good. Well, I just want Jack in the Box and Taco Bell and Circle K and Papa John's to know that I'm paying attention. I know something is up.
Well, we'll have to build something into the clause in the fine print for next year. Read the bylaws. Now, you could have collected some tacos yesterday on your off day.
What do you mean could have?
Oh, all right. Well, so you made up for some.
Yeah, I guess technically when you come home and win that final game of the road trip, I should have.
This will get the run home. The eye for Brandon Drury. Inciarte is in, and it's a 3-2 ball game.
Center
field. The Diamondbacks answer after the Carlos Gonzalez long home run to the pool area out there. Diamondbacks come right back and put up a run of their own.
2 outs, 3-2 now for AJ, who doubled and scored in his first at bat. AJ coming off a big road trip. He started all 10 games through San Francisco, LA, and San Diego. And on the trip, he hit .342. 2 homers, drove in 8. He's ahead 2-0. Not a bad 10-game tour through the NL West. AJ is due for an off day. Chip Hale told us over the weekend he will give AJ a day off in this Colorado series, unless of course he's changed his mind or AJ talked him into it. Ball 4-pitch walk from Bergman. That's what you like. 2 out walks ahead of Goldie.
First baseman Paul Goldschmidt.
Goldie an RBI single his first time up.
Whatever it was that Goldie saw in Bergman's delivery that gave him those ginormous jumps over there at first base, you know AJ Pollock is aware of the same thing.
All kinds of room on the right-hand side with LeMahieu shaded toward the bag at second, and Morneau holding AJ at first. A lot of room out there. And there is the mad scientist himself, Dave McKay.
Well, we've talked a lot about Dave McKay and how he stands in exactly the same spot every time there's a runner at first base. There are footprints out there in the grass where Dave McKay stands.
Slow roller in the hole. Arenado to second, the short way for the force on AJ. But the Diamondbacks get one back through 3. They trail it 3-2.
Interactive kiosks right here at Chase Field during any Diamondbacks regular season home game. Tonight's contestant took home an autographed game piece as well as a Paul Goldschmidt autographed baseball.
Good deal. Back and forth ball game here. Diamondbacks trail at 3-2 as Robbie Ray opens up the fourth against Corey Dickerson. Dickerson lined out to right field his first time up. He's a guy that's just happy to be playing with all the injury issues he's had this year. Most of his season's been wiped out. Dickerson has had 3 different extended stays on the DL this year. Went down in May with plantar fasciitis in his left foot, missed 23 games. Came back, played a handful of games. The foot put him back on the DL. He fractured a rib. And he grounds out back to the mound to open up the fourth. And then you've got Morneau, who missed over 100 games with the neck and concussion issues. San Francisco, it's Kershaw and Mad Bum. Dodgers Giants. LA leads it 1-0. A Dodger win and they clinch the NL West tonight. Magic number is 2. Strike one to Morneau, who grounded out in his first at bat. Well, I thought that game was going to go all night long last night. I was up watching. Mattingly used, I think, 30 players. No, really, I mean 30. It was stupid. They got to do something about this expanded rosters. Bochy wasn't too far behind. Didn't want to see the Dodgers get a win. And this was the way it finally ended in extra innings. Alejandro De Aza in the bottom of the 12th. 1 out, second and third, fly ball. And that was the winner, 3-2 Giants. But they trail LA tonight 1-0. Tell you what, the East Coast is just getting pounded by rain. There is a massive front hanging all over the eastern seaboard. They were rained out tonight in Cleveland. That's the Twins. In Baltimore, that's the Blue Jays. Somehow they got that Yankee game in. Not sure how exactly. Pirates and Cardinals, they banged that one at PNC Park. Obviously a big game in the NL Central and wild card. Robbie Ray now with 50 pitches. And Morneau's giving a battle.
In the games that are underway, you mentioned the Yankees got hammered today by the Red Sox 10-4. Houston trails Seattle 2-1, and the Angels with a 2-0 lead over the A's.
That one in Anaheim. Angels keep winning with walk-offs. They had another one last night. And they are making a run. Ninth pitch of the at-bat coming up. Into the shift. Jake Lamb from the second base spot. That's a 5-3 putout from over near the first base bag. 2 down in the fourth.
Second baseman, E.J. LeMahieu.
Don't write off Anaheim just yet. They just picked up Matt Latos, I saw today. And this was David Murphy last night. 4-4 bottom 9. There it is. Angels win again after Freese hit a walk-off the night before. Robbie Ray had a bumpy first. Rockies got 2. Then he worked a nice tidy 1-2-3 second. 2 hits in the third, including the cargo homer. But now working on a 1-2-3 fourth. There's a strike, 2-1. And we're checking that pace. Cardio pitching. They want a quicker pace from Robbie Ray in between pitches. .95 right by him, 2-2. He was averaging 22 seconds in between pitches before. In the win in LA last week, it was down to about 19, and he's been really good here tonight. Just does get a piece to stay alive.
You know, talking about that improved pace, working a little bit quicker, that has a psychological effect on the hitter too. I mean, you know, the hitter steps out and fixes his batting gloves and gets back in the box and looks up, and the pitcher's already standing there waiting to throw the ball. It kind of sends a message that, hey, I'm ready for you. Get in there, let's go, let's play ball.
Even after a foul ball, 18 seconds in between, kind of airmailed that one. And it's a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Especially if you can perfect your stare down. You know, stand out there on the rubber and look the guy right in the eyes as he gets back in that batter's box, like, let's go, let's go.
There's a guy that used to do that pretty well.
He's peeking over the webbing of his glove, but they were like daggers staring at that opposing hitter if he took too long to get in the box.
Mayhew. Well, he is always a thorn in the Diamondbacks' side, a 2-out single.
Catcher, Tom
Fox
Murphy.
Sports Arizona suite here at the ballpark. You and I were not invited. Now that's the way to watch a ball game. Here at Chase Field. Cheers.
D-backs.
All right. What a view.
And the Fox Sports Arizona suite has been taken over, BB, by D-backs fans. The good folks at Fox Sports AZ opened up their suite to allow some of the better Diamondback tweeters to enjoy the ball game in their suite. So there's Adrienne in the front row there.
So there is an advantage to tweeting, huh?
Well, that's debatable, but apparently tonight there is.
Tonight there is.
The shine kind of wears off as you press on through the Twitter.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. 2-0. Robbie's fallen behind on the rookie catcher Tom Murphy, who struck out in his first at bat.
Murphy
Murphy's a guy you're probably going to see for a while. He's a young catcher. They like him. He's only 24. Third-round pick. He was supposed to finish this year with some extended at-bats in the Arizona Fall League, but he had to be pressed into his first major league experience when they lost Hundley earlier this month. And Murphy has hit the ball. He's got 3 home runs.
All right. Taco fans, they found their way.
Surprised you're not down there with your taco sign.
I got it up here. I'm ready. Let's go. Tacos, tacos, tacos.
Gonna make up for lost time. Oh boy. 4-pitch walk to Murphy. You got the pitcher coming up. No need to throw him anything. First walk issued by Robbie Ray. So the Rockies, with Bergman the pitcher up, have 2 on and 2 out. Bergman grounded out in his first at bat. You got LeMahieu at second and Murphy at first. I mentioned that he's from Buffalo. It's not exactly a baseball powerhouse. And so I got on the old interweb, and I'm like, somebody has to have come out of Buffalo before. I found one guy that maybe you've ever heard of who played collegiately at Buffalo. It was former Expo and Red Sox lefty Joe Hesketh.
Oh, sure. Joe Hesketh. Yeah.
He was a pretty decent pitcher. He's the only other guy that you would recognize who pitched collegiately at Buffalo. Probably not great baseball weather.
Yeah, that 13-game season, really tough to get a read on a guy, whether he's a prospect or not.
Half the games are in the gym.
It just goes to show you, if you can play this game, scouts will find you.
Yeah, 3rd-round pick 3 years ago. 0-2. Bergman had a few more eyes on him when he was in college at Cal Irvine. He's an anteater, 24th round pick 5 years ago. That hairstyle and that facial hair, he looks like, I don't know, maybe he should be protecting Lee's left flank at Gettysburg or something. He could be one of those Civil War reenactors. Confederates in the attic. Bergman strikes out. And Robbie Ray strands 2. Somebody get Bob Renly some tacos. We're down 3-2. Pepsi. Same crisp and refreshing flavor you love, but now aspartame free. Pick up some today at your local retailer. It's the new Diet Pepsi. Bottom 4 at Chase Field. D-backs trail the Rockies 3-2. Final homestand of the year. dbacks.com/tickets. Your last chance to see the 2015 Diamondbacks. 3 against the Rockies and 3 against the Houston Astros this weekend. David Peralta, Wellington Castillo, and Jake Lamb 5, 6, and 7 due up in the Arizona 4th. David grounded out his first time up. Rockies got 2 in the first. RBIs by Cargo and Arenado. D-backs got 1 back in the home half. A Pollock double, a Goldie single with 2 outs. Rockies tacked on another with a Cargo homer, his 40th in the 3rd. Made it 3-1. Diamondbacks once again answered home half of the 3rd. Ender a triple and Brandon Drury an RBI groundout. Laces one by Morneau, and it's in the right field corner, and the freight train is on the tracks. He is headed for 3rd. Here's the freight train in the station. He's got the triple.
He just rips it right by Justin Morneau at first base, down into that right field corner. Cargo had a long way to go to get to that ball in the corner. There was no question. David Peralta's thinking 3 right off the bat. Goes hard to first base, makes it an easy triple.
That's his 10th triple this year. David Peralta, the tying run at 3rd, nobody out for Wellington Castillo. And how appropriate that the freight train gets his triple. He sent us these t-shirts. Here they are.
Very nice.
David's people designed those with the patented lean back stance. The freight train number 6 coming down the tracks. Those are a very hot item on the Twitter. Everyone's asking, how can I get one of those? Gonna have to talk to David.
Yep. The Rockies conceding a run right here, playing their infield back all the way around. Ground ball anywhere in the infield other than back to the mound should score a run.
They played it the same way after the Inciarte triple in the 3rd. Curry got the RBI. Wellington down 1-2.
Fans, when the D-backs win, you win at Papa John's. The day after every Diamondbacks win, you get 50% off your regular menu price online order at Papa John's. Enter promo code DBACKS50 at papajohns.com.
Reyes kind of stuck in there. Peralta stays put. They brought the infield in after that last foul tip off the bat of Castillo, so there was no chance for Peralta to score on that one.
I think the reasoning is in a 2-strike count, the hitter is less likely to hit the ball with authority, and sure enough, Wellington Castillo hits one right off the end of the bat that a pitch before would have driven home a run, but with 2 strikes, the Rockies came in, held that runner at 3rd base.
So 1 away. Jake Lamb gets a turn now. He flied out his first time up. It was a quiet road trip for Jake. He didn't get to play a whole lot, given the fact the Diamondbacks seemed to face so many left-hand pitchers on the last trip. And he started in only half the games, went 4 for 18. Up in a big RBI spot right here. Tying run at 3rd, 1 out. Bergman missed inside, a ball and a strike. Arenado and Murphy will come in now to talk this over. see the Rockies infielders, toes on the grass all the way across. 1-2 on Lamb. Missed away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, it's all about the spelling. Jake Lamb, high fly ball, deep right center field. Cargo runs it down. Here comes Peralta. Lamb drives in the tying run.
Produces an RBI, sac fly to right center field, but boy, off the bat, it sounded like that ball was going to go a lot farther than it did.
Didn't miss by much. The run in, 3-3 ball game. Here's Chris Owings, who struck out in his first at bat. Chris struggled at the plate on the last road trip. He was 0 for 4 Sunday in San Diego with 3 strikeouts. Went 4 for 26 on the trip. He's hitting .200 in September. 1-2. Hit for CO. 2-out single. And the Diamondbacks will at least clear the pitcher spot here as Robbie Ray comes up.
Pitcher, Robbie Ray.
The cement mixer slide that has stayed in the middle of the plate for CO that time. Stays right on it, drives it into right field for a base hit. That's a big knock. Anytime you get that number 8 hitter on base, clear that pitcher spot, roll around to the top of the order in the next half inning, that's to your advantage.
You know, your cries for help have been heard, BB. We're working on getting you a taco. I've got good news and bad news. Tacos have arrived in the booth. The bad news is it's a big Dennis Lamb in a taco suit. As it's a lamb taco, the latest episode of the Dennis Lamb Show. If you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself? I would.
So in lieu of the 21 tacos I was cheated out of on the road, I get one big one.
You get the taco mascot, Dennis Lamb. There's Dennis from our fine Fox Sports Arizona crew.
Looks good on you, Dennis.
Trying to inspire a couple of more runs here. Erkin gets Robbie Ray to wave at that one. And that's his 3rd strikeout. But the Diamondbacks get a run. The Jake Lamb RBI has made it a 3-3 ball game through 4. Arizona is brought to you in part by Law Tigers, Arizona's motorcycle lawyers. By Papa Murphy, love at 425 degrees. And by Phoenix International Raceway. Join PIR on November 15th for NASCAR. Visit us at phoenixraceway.com and get your tickets now. Roof and panels open on a beautiful Tuesday night in downtown Phoenix. D-backs and Rockies tied at 3. As Charlie Blackmon leads off the Colorado fifth against D-backs lefty Robbie Ray. Blackmon 1 for 2. He singled and scored a run in the first. That extended his hitting streak to 8 games. Charlie Blackmon can hit lefties. He drops that one down the right field line, and he will stop at first. Ender had cut it off. Blackmon was content with a single, but then Ender dropped the ball, and Blackmon picks up an extra 90 feet. He had given up on the idea of a double there, but there was a little glimmer here from Inciarte.
That's too bad. Ender made a nice play to hustle over there and get to the ball, and then just lost the handle as he went into the glove to get ready to make the throw. That allowed Blackmon to move up to second base. He'll be hung with an error.
A single E9 puts Blackmon at second. He's 2 for 3. Here's Jose Reyes, who's 2 for 2. Always got to watch out for the bunt from Jose Reyes. He once clinched a batting title with a bunt single when he was with the Mets. Created a little bit of controversy. See Jake Lamb sort of kitty corner there at third, Golding it on the grass at first. And there goes Blackmon. And he is a dead duck down there. Whoa! C.B. Bucknor. The throw beat him by a mile.
It looked like Jake just didn't get the tag down to ground level. Gave Blackmon enough room to slide underneath. We'll obviously take another look at it, but with the naked eye, it just looked like he didn't get the tag down there on Blackmon until he was already on the base.
Very good call by C.B. Bucknor. The throw is there in more than enough time, but you're right. Blackmon got the foot in. And so that's his 42nd stolen base. He's at third now. Nobody out. A 1-0 count on Reyes. A couple of Diamondback defensive miscues here put Blackmon at third. Middle infielders will play back for the Diamondbacks. Anything on the ground up the middle will bring in the run. Off the fist, popped it up near the Rocky dugout, and not a play.
Reyes bunting for a base hit, going for a batting title. I believe it was on this day in history. I forget the exact year, but it seems to me I saw it in the newspaper this morning, and Reyes bunted for a base hit, took himself out of the ball game. Yeah. Somebody had done the math, and he had such a lead on Ryan Braun that Braun couldn't catch him even with a perfect day at the plate, and therefore Reyes guaranteed the batting title.
Wasn't exactly Ted Williams hitting .406.
No.
But it won him the batting title. 2-2. Reyes' first game in about a week. He's been out with a sore left Achilles tendon. Popped him up. Chris Owings. One away.
Not sure what Reyes would do if he was asked to change numbers or traded to a team where he could not wear 7. He's got a necklace with the number 7 on it, a tattoo with the Roman numeral 7 on the right side of his neck.
That's why he can't play for the Yankees.
I guess you could always add another 1 to the Roman numeral, you know, if you go to 8 or 9, but tough way to go.
He's committed. Well, here's Cargo. RBI single and a solo homer so far. 2 for 2, infield in. Cargo homered Friday and Saturday in the Rockies wins over the Dodgers. And this was his homers last time up in the 3rd. His 40th of the year. He's now hit safely in 6 straight games. 40 home runs, 27 since the All-Star break. The homer Saturday was a walk-off winner to beat the Dodgers at Coors Field, just the 2nd walk-off homer of Cargo's career. Dodgers sleptwalked their way through that series. They went into Colorado and got swept. But they lead the Giants right now 2-0 3rd inning at San Francisco. Kershaw and Mad Bum. Swing and a miss. It's 2-1.
Now we got a piece of Wellington Castillo back there behind the plate. You mentioned 2 walk-off homers for Cargo. I believe I saw the other one.
Yeah.
It completed a cycle. Hit a grand slam in the upper deck to complete a cycle, and it was a walk-off homer against the Cubs.
And how about that second half? Man. He was relatively quiet through the first 3 months of the year. April, May, and June, he hit about 240. It really started right when the calendar turned to July 1st. 2-1 pitch. It's a piece of that one. It's 2-2. Hey fans, now's the time. Tweet us your fan photo using the hashtag AZDataStrongFan with the hashtag and the Twitter and the whole thing. And you might see your fan photo on a Diamondback broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Seriously, we got to do something about the September rosters. It's a crowded Colorado bullpen. Waves at that one. Nice pitch by Robbie Ray. He gets a strikeout. Suddenly now he's got 2 outs and Blackman still standing at 3rd.
Well, how about that sequence? 5 consecutive fastballs inside off the plate, and then a slider sweeping across the plate, ended up low and away, got the swing and a miss.
Now he's got his work cut out for him. Nolan Arenado, an RBI sac fly in the 1st. He popped up his last time up. 0 for 1. Arenado has homered in each of his last 2 games. Mike Harkey, the 2-out mound visit. Arenado had 9 RBIs the last 2 games. The wins Saturday and Sunday over the Dodgers. And this was his weekend basically at Coors against LA. Takes Brett Anderson yard. And then one more off Alex Wood. So he homers twice off the lefties. And he's facing a lefty right here. 41 home runs, now 127 RBIs. First base open. Why mess around? They'll pitch to Dickerson.
Why make a trip to the mound to tell the pitcher you're going to intentionally walk the guy? Just hold up 4 fingers and walk him.
Well, maybe it's a discussion about how to attack Dickerson.
Or maybe they wanted to talk about Arenado. Do you want to go after this guy? Do you feel more comfortable going after the lefty in the on-deck circle? I mean, there was probably a conversation leading to this intentional walk. I would like to think so.
You don't get a huge left-on-left advantage with Corey Dickerson either. He's 0 for 2 tonight, and he's had his season wiped out by injury. So it's a very limited sample size. He's had foot and rib injuries, but in 50 at-bats this year, Dickerson hitting .300 against left-hand pitching. That's about a 50-point jump over his career average. He's got Blackmon at third, Arenado at first, 2 outs.
Yeah, nothing personal, but the difference is he's not Nolan Arenado.
That's all you need to know. Put him on. This guy's a hitter, though. Ball 1. On the DL twice this year. Plantar fasciitis in his left foot. Finally got that behind him, and then suffered a rib fracture trying to make a diving catch and missed another 37 games. He's only been back since September 8th. There's a strike, 1-1. Robbie right at 90 pitches. Bullpen still quiet for the Diamondbacks with 2 outs in the 5th.
Just in case Nolan Arenado decides to break for second base, Wellington Castillo wanted to alert the infield, know exactly what he was going to do with the baseball. Is he going to throw through to second? Is he going to throw to third? Is he going to pump fake and hold the ball? Everybody needs to know.
Broken bat, Jake Lamb, Chris Owings, and it's Lamb. And Robbie Ray, he had Blackmon at third, nobody out. He strands runners in the corners and keeps it a 3-3 ball game.
Back home in Kentucky for third base coach Andy Green, who was inducted to the University of Kentucky's Athletics Hall of Fame. Green grew up 2 minutes from campus. You can see him there, bottom left. And it was always a dream for him to play for the Wildcats. So he told me he was truly blown away by this honor. Green was, of course, with the D-backs, but he sent a heartfelt video message while his mom, brother, and in-laws and childhood friends attended the ceremonies. He joked with me that although he didn't quite fulfill his dreams as a child to play basketball for the Wildcats, this was a pretty big deal.
He would have had a hard time playing for Joe B. Hall or Patino or one of those guys.
Yeah.
What is Andy, about 5'4"? No. I think I took away a little bit of height from Greeny. If I'm not mistaken, this was quite an honor for him based on the cover of the program there. He went in with the hefty lefty, the quarterback, Jared Lorenzen. It looked like a picture of Lorenzen on the front of that program. 0-2. Ciarte, Drury, Pollock, top of the order here. The Diamondback fifth against Christian Bergman.
Also with Antoine Walker, remember the '96 national championship team.
You can see Andy really. He only comes up to Charlie Blackmon's waist.
Pocket rocket.
This is going to be a tricky play, but Arenado's got 2 gold gloves, and he's about to get a third. One down, Nolan Arenado.
Seems like he makes highlight reel plays every night. It's hard to believe this guy's made 17 errors this season, but the disclaimer is he gets to balls nobody else gets to. He makes plays nobody else makes, and occasionally the throw gets away or is high to first base, a runner reaches. Occasionally on plays he should just hang on to the baseball, but when you're that good, you think you can get everybody out.
He's not often wrong. Brandon Drury had an RBI ground out in his last at bat. Getting the start at second base tonight. Roof and panels open here. Another beautiful night in the valley as we head into October. Right to Arenado. Here's a good rule of thumb for the rookie. Don't hit it there.
Don't hit it to the Gold Glovers.
Center fielder, A.J. Pollock.
He was ready to jump if necessary. You can see by the way Arenado reacted, that ball might have been knuckling as it got down there to his third base position, but able to make the play nonetheless.
2 down for A.J., who has doubled and walked. He's also scored a run. A.J. Pollock, 85 hits, now make it 86 in the second half of the year. So he trails only Matt Duffy and Ender Inciarte for the league lead in base hits since the All-Star break.
He was right on that breaking ball in the middle of the plate. Got a piece of Murphy back there behind the dish. Just times this breaking ball perfectly. Man, this swing just underneath.
Got a hanging nothing ball there, just missed it. Christian Bergman, 75 pitches, 48 strikes. For the most part, he's done a pretty good job here. Just his third start this year. A fly ball to center for Charlie Blackmon. Bergman a 1-2-3 fifth through 5. We are tied at 3.
on sale right now. Guarantee your seat to every D-backs home game next season, including opening day and in the Interleague Series versus the New York Yankees. Take advantage of flexible payment plans when you buy now. Call 602-514-8400 or visit dbacks.com.
Justin Morneau leads off the 6th inning. Shift is on. He hits right into it. Robbie Ray hustles over to cover. 1 pitch, 1 out. Morneau 0 for 3. That means John and Susan will be here for the Yankee series. John Sterling, Susan Waldman, radio voices of the Yankees. John with his great home run calls. You don't like him?
I know it's his thing, you know. I like John Sterling a lot. He's a very nice guy. He's always been very good to me.
Yes, indeedy.
Yankees will.
It'll be a 2-0. Here's DJ LeMahieu. Singled his last time up, 1 for 2. John is a New York legend and a lot of admirers in New York. Yankee fans on the radio listening to him do Yankee games for a long time now. Tell you what, LeMahieu was a pain in the neck. He's already got 1 hit tonight. 13 games against the D-backs this year. Going into tonight, he's hit .340. Always seems to be a problem.
In his last 6 games plus tonight against the Diamondbacks, he's a .500 hitter.
Or just tomahawk that one way up in the air. Shallow left. Owens wants it. 2 outs. Sanderson Ford bullpen. Silvino Bracho, the righty, and Matt Reynolds, the lefty.
Catcher Tom Murphy.
With Robbie Ray knocking on the door of 100 pitches here through 5 2/3. There's the catcher Tom Murphy. He struck out and walked 0 for 1. Murphy has had a very interesting start to his big league career. First got called up September 12th. He was just waiting around for the fall league to start when they called. Nick Hundley got hurt. Went hitless in his first 3 major league games and then homered in 3 straight games. And the players played a predictable joke on Tom Murphy after his first big league home run. They left a scuffed baseball in his locker that looked like the home run ball that he may have hit. They purposely misspelled his name on the ball in big blue ink. And eventually he got the real souvenir. Hitting for another one right here, deep to right center field. AJ at the track, at the wall, and he's got room. 1, 2, 3, 6th inning for Robbie Ray. We are still tied. Here's what's next, brought to you by CenturyLink. Goldie leads it off for the Diamondbacks. at Chase Field. Fans, you can keep up with the pennant races in spectacular HD with MLB.TV Premium. You can watch every out-of-market game live on more than 400 supported devices. You'll get real-time highlights, live look-ins, a pitch tracking widget, and a whole lot more. Just visit MLB.TV today. New pitcher for the Rockies, Christian Bergman, just his third start this year. He's worked out of the bullpen
Leading off for
most of the season.
First baseman.
And so a short night for him. He pitched pretty well, but the right-hander Scott Oberg on to open up the sixth. Oberg has not given up a run in his last 11 appearances.
He's another guy that's had 3 separate stints on the big league roster this year.
That'll work to Goldie, Peralta, and Beef Wellington 4, 5, and 6 in the Diamondbacks 6th. Goldie with an RBI single. He hit into a fielder's choice his last time up. The night ends here for Christian Bergman. Goldie last week became just the 4th D-back with multiple 30 home run seasons. Joined Steve Finley, Gonzo, and Mark Reynolds. Did not go. Dan Isonia down there. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Goldie moving up the all-time RBI list, tied with Chris Young. He got his 408th career RBI earlier in the ball game tonight.
Able to check there. It's a full count, 3-2. Peralta tripled and scored his last time up. Swing and a miss on the 3-2 pitch. 1 down.
Left fielder David.
Mislocation on that breaking ball, left it on the inside corner of the plate, but had enough downward movement to get the swing and a miss from Goldie that time.
Game authenticated, used Diamondbacks items on sale here at Chase Field. You can buy a Goldie bat, bases, lineup cards, hats, helmets, jerseys. All game used, all authenticated by the Diamondbacks in Major League Baseball. Here's Peralta. The triple in his last at bat was his 10th this year. Still got some Randy Johnson dirt on sale from the purple dirt from Randy's retirement ceremony. One of the highlights of the season this year. And then you've got just your ordinary dirt.
It's like 4th of July dirt.
I still say that's a great item for the Christmas stocking.
Sure.
Good stocking stuffer.
Christmas is just around the corner, fans. I'm telling you, start now.
And it's the last homestand, so this is your last chance to get those Christmas D-backs items. I mean, how about, little Timmy wakes up on Christmas morning, finds an authenticated game-used Goldie jersey or baseball bat under the tree. Christmas is, pardon the pun, a home run.
Yep.
Sign from above the locker.
You know what little Timmy's going to wear for the rest of the day and probably the rest of his life.
Exactly. Certainly the rest of the wintertime. Well, sometimes you do and sometimes you don't.
I'm not sure what that was, but I saw liquid flying.
Oh,
boom.
A perfect shot.
Wow.
A 1-out walk. I mean, what are the odds? It hit it perfectly.
Catcher Wellington Castillo.
Oh, doctor. It's like Old Faithful over there.
It's been pointed out that there are only 87 shopping days left until Christmas.
I'm telling you, this is the last chance. You can always come down to the team shop here at Chase Field in downtown Phoenix, but if you want to take your time and go through the game use stuff, that's inside the ballpark, away separate from the team shop, this is the place to be right here. And after tonight, only 5 more home games left. I'm gonna have to go down there and get something for the office. Double play ball here. LeMahieu, Reyes, and they roll it. Oberg races the 1-out walk, keeps a 3-3 ball game as we head to the 7th.
The road trip to LA to take on the Kings. Coverage begins Friday, October 9th at 7 o'clock, beginning with Coyotes Live pregame show. Hockey on Fox Sports Arizona is served up by DQ, the home of fan food, not fast food. See that?
Now those are your actual season tickets.
Yes, they are.
I'll be calling you all winter long.
Now pitching, number 45.
Well, I'll keep you in mind if there's ever a game I can't make, but I'm really looking forward to this year's Yodi season. Always fun.
Good ball game going here. 3-3, 7th inning. Pitcher spot will lead it off for the Rockies. New pitcher for the Diamondbacks. It's the lefty Matt Reynolds.
And pitch hitting for Scott Oberg. Number 43, Rafael Inoa.
Rafael Inoa will hit for Oberg. Inoa's done a good job as a pinch hitter. He's just about 300 this year in this role. Facing the wrong way.
Well, not if you're dad. That's outstanding.
Little jam shot pop up behind the first baseman. Gurry has it in short right.
Center fielder Charlie Blackmon.
One down for Blackmon, who has singled twice, scored a run. He's got a stolen base.
Texas held on to beat the Tigers tonight 7-6, and Houston has just taken a 3-2 lead over the Mariners in the top half of the 5th inning, keeping an eye on that American League wild card race.
That's Fidel Nuno pitching for Seattle at Safeco Field. Dodgers still lead at San Francisco 2-0. An LA win, and they clinch the NL West. Angels keeping pace. They're all over Oakland 6-0 in the 4th at Anaheim. Twins rained out in Cleveland. Blackman gets this in the air to center, playable for Pollock. Two down for Jose Reyes.
Shortstop, Jose Reyes.
Reyes, a switch hitter. He's about 30 points better from the left-hand side. But he does have some pop as a righty. He's homered 3 times as a right-hand hitter this year. Missed upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Reyes arrived from Toronto at the trade deadline in the deal that sent Troy Tulowitzki to the Blue Jays. I think Tulo is going to be back in time for the postseason in Toronto. He was taking batting practice this week and said he feels good. In the meantime, Reyes, 42 games in Colorado, is at about 250 with 3 homers. You're right, that neck tattoo. You ever go somewhere where he can't wear 70s, he's going to have some problems.
The necklace, I think you could probably replace that with a different number, relatively inexpensively, but neck tattoo.
Well, with the money he's due, he could get a neck transplant, just get a whole new neck. I mean, he has got some big money coming his way. $22 million next year, then another $22 million in 2017. Rolls that one by Drury and into right center, a 2-out single. Reyes 3 for 4.
Well, Ace will fix him up if he needs a new tattoo.
Sure.
Right fielder Carlos Gonzalez.
Figure something out.
Reyes really hits from a wide stance. Feet are really spread wide apart, almost covers that entire right-handed batter's box front to back. Gets his hands back into hitting position. That time just slapped it up the middle of the field.
Shift on now for Cargo. RBI single in the first. A solo homer in the third, his 40th of the year. He struck out his last time. And in there against another lefty here, and Matt Reynolds is 1-0. So put Cargo now at 96 RBIs for the year. He's got a shot this week at his first 100 RBI season since 2010, when he finished 3rd in the MVP voting. It's it way up in the air, a lazy fly ball. AJ comes in. And Matt Reynolds strands the 2-out single. We stretch at Chase Field. It's a 3-3 ball game. The Rockies and the Diamondbacks. 3rd, presented by Budweiser. You can enjoy a pregame street festival presented by APS. And then stick around after the ball game. It's a concert featuring Latin recording artist Luis Coronel. Brought to you by Sprint and Samsung. For tickets, just call 602-514-8400 or visit dbacks.com. Bottom 7. 3-3 ball game here at Chase Field. New pitcher for the Rockies. It's the right-hander Justin Miller. His 32nd appearance, a 3.19 ERA. Jake Lamb leads off the Arizona 7th. Jake drove in a run with a sacrifice fly his last time up. Two and 0. Jake's mom and dad were traveling with us for a while. They were taking a tour of California through a good part of the last road trip. They came down from Seattle. Got a younger brother that's playing travel ball right now as a high schooler. They think is headed to the University of Washington, just like his big brother Jake. Jake was a Husky. 6th round pick by the Diamondbacks 3 years ago. There's a strike.
Well, Justin Miller wanted a new baseball after missing the zone a couple of times. He misses up high with that one and says, hey, give me a new one. Whoa! Just as Tommy Murphy looked away, he threw it to home plate, fortunately off to the side far enough it didn't hit his own catcher.
Well, he's got 2 strikes with a new ball.
Must have been the ball.
Usually is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Justin Miller's pitched very well this month. 12 September appearances, a 0.79 ERA. Just over 11 innings of work. 3-2 to Jake Lamb. Got him. Lance Barrett says strike 3.
Looked like a good pitch. Jake Lamb looking for something else or looking for a different location.
We saw Murphy snatch that up there.
Pulled it up a little bit, made it look a little better. I'll tell you, Justin Miller's got a lot of things going on out there. We were talking about relief pitchers that have all these things they have to do before they get ready to throw the ball.
Do we need to start the clock on him?
A little pivot and then up and down with the glove.
He's kind of got a James Shields set. James Shields has that very similar motion. We just saw that over the weekend at San Diego on Sunday, where he starts low and sort of comes up high, sachets his way up.
That last little thing he does there with the glove. What does that do?
Well, it adds flair.
Okay.
0-1 to Owings. CEO rolls one up the middle, but right at Reyes. Well, now Jared Saltalamacchia, who had been out in the on-deck circle, will come back with nobody on base, and we'll see Socrates Brito. So Brito will hit for Matt Reynolds.
Pinch hitting for Matt Reynolds. Number
Brito was ready to hit too. He was alerted. If nobody's on base, we're going to call Salty back and send you up there with 2 outs and nobody on. And sure, Socrates Brito was up in the cage, taking some swings off the tee, maybe a little soft toss. He walked out of the dugout and straight to the batter's box. Didn't even stop in the on-deck circle.
Brito 4 for 12 to begin his major league career. And it's been a big day for Socrates Brito. He was just named the Diamondbacks Organizational Player of the Year. Aaron Blair was the Pitcher of the Year. Socrates Brito, the player of the year. So our congratulations to Socrates Brito. Yikes.
Tough night for beverages.
Man. 1-2. These pretzels are making me thirsty. He shoots it the other way down the left field line. Brito can run. And he's in there with a double. Socrates Brito. Drive of the bus, his 5th hit in the big leagues.
Love that speed. You love the aggressiveness. With 2 outs in the inning, any hitter putting the ball in play, your idea is I need to get to second base as quickly as I can. And with Brito's speed, he turned that corner at first base and made it easily into second.
His first major league double. He is the go-ahead run in scoring position. 2 down for Ender Inciarte. Ender tripled in the 3rd. He's 1 for 3. Well, Weiss wants to talk it over with Lance Barrett. And they're challenging.
Yeah, I think Brito popped off the bag out there at second base, and I believe DJ LeMahieu kept the tag on him as he finished his slide, and the Rockies are perhaps thinking he came off the bag at some point.
Well, let's take a look.
Well, we've talked about this in the past. This is a fundamental of the game that will get renewed interest in spring training next year.
Official video replay review. The call
I
on the
don't know
field
if that's
is
clear
that
and
the runner
convincing evidence.
is
Dale
safe
Scott, the
at
crew
second
chief, is the
base.
second base umpire. You can't see definitively from that angle if the toe is still on the bag. You can see where the glove is there. So I don't think they have clear and convincing evidence by the angles we've seen. They certainly have a case.
As I was saying, I think that's something that teams are going to go back to in spring training. As we've seen so many times this year, this replay review, a guy is clearly safe at second base or third base, but coming up out of the slide, getting on his feet on the base, some guys break contact with the bag and have been tagged out.
It's another replay review brought to you by Mix One. One more angle. From that angle, the toe is still on the base.
But you see LeMahieu kept the tag on him well after the play was over. That's another fundamental that infielders have learned this year. Keep that tag on that runner until somebody calls timeout.
This is symptomatic of any replay in any sport. Once you get it in, you're going to look at every single 1,000th of a frame you can to find that one instance where he may have been off the bag for a millimeter. I don't think they have it here, though. Headset's coming off. He is safe at second. So the Rockies lose their challenge. Brito stays
After
put.
video replay review, the runner is safe at second base.
Ball on the field stands, not confirmed. It stands, which means there was not enough clear and convincing evidence. And now Ender Inciarte is the hitter, but Walt Weiss will go to his bullpen for a left-hander. We'll take a break. Back with more from Chase Field after this. second base with 2 outs after his double was ruled as stands on the field. So we take a look at our updated replay review standings brought to you by Mix One. Ender and Ciarte the hitter. So here's the lefty Rex Brothers, his 15th appearance.
He was called up from AAA Albuquerque on the 1st of September and has not been scored upon in his 11 appearances since then.
Ender a triple and a run scored in the 3rd. He's 1 for 3. Brito at second, 2 outs. Play on at second. Brito hustles back in there. Up and gets it, and they strand Brito at second base. We are through 7. It's a tie game, 3-3. As we start the 8th, the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. Let's take a look at our State Farm report of the game. Danny Wirth at AAA Reno this year, playing for Phil Nevin. They had a good year, 6th in the Coast League at 314. Saw him a lot in spring training. In the hot tub with the phone. You can see the phone is protected. If you can't tear yourself away from the phone for that long, get bigger problems than a wet phone.
She could very possibly be monitoring that Houston-Seattle game, which is now 4-2 Astros in the top of the 6th. Probably a big baseball fan.
Andrew Chafin, his 64th appearance. He's out there to work the 8th. Nolan Arenado, Corey Dickerson, and Justin Morneau, 4, 5, and 6 for the Rockies. Arenado 0 for 1. He was walked intentionally, drove in a run with a sac fly. Four 0 now, Dodgers. And Kershaw lead the Giants in Mad Bum in the 6th inning. A Dodger win, and they clinch the NL West.
I wonder what the Dodgers will defile at AT&T Park if they clinch. McCovey Cove, an inviting target.
This is out to right center. Ender and Ciarte can't get there. He lost it. It got behind him, and Arenado's in at second. A.J. Pollock there to back up. Might have got up there in the lights for Ender.
I think you're absolutely right. The way he just didn't even get a hand up to defend himself that time as he got in the vicinity of that little humpback line drive.
He scored a double for Arenado, his 39th.
Left fielder Corey Dickerson.
Looks like he's taking a pretty good line to the ball, then at the last instant backs off as that ball got right in the lights on the third base side of the field. I'm not sure he could get to it anyway, but right in those lights.
I can't see. Blinded by the light. In the middle of the night. Arenado will lead off double. Here's Corey Dickerson. Dickerson 0 for 3.
Oh boy, Dickey.
Brandon Drury. Dickerson hits it to the right side, moves Arenado along, one down.
Dickerson will probably get a pretty nice reception when he gets back to that first base dugout. That ground ball to the right side, obviously hoping to get it through into right field for a base hit, but at worst moves Arenado up to third base with only one out in the inning.
Infield will come in for the Diamondbacks. Justin Morneau now. Morneau 0 for 3. Can't be comfortable being Brandon Drury or Paul Goldschmidt down there with this guy up at the plate, and you're in on the grass. Andrew Chafin has not been quite as sharp this month as he was throughout the year. Remember, he went to AAA Reno in effect to get some rest. He had been used so much, and now that he's been back, he's pitching just as much, and stuff isn't quite as sharp. It's been a long year and a very good one for the rookie lefty. Reno to Morneau. Mayhew on deck. So they'll try and coax a ground ball out of DJ LeMahieu. Silvino Bracho still throwing the Sanderson Ford bullpen. Here comes Chip Hale. And it looks like Bracho will draw the assignment here against the right-hand hitter LeMahieu. Rockies threatening. They're on the corners with one out in a tie game. Back in a moment. Silvino Bracho has his work cut out for him here. He's got runners in the corners and one out. facing DJ LeMahieu, who came into the ball game 9th in the league in hitting at .305. Numbers on Bracho this year, up from AA Mobile.
I know that was one of the happier days of the season for you, partner, when Silvino was called up to the major leagues. You were on him when he was down in AA. You got to keep an eye on this guy. Got to keep an eye, and what a great name, Silvino Bracho.
He had put up tremendous numbers every time he looked at the minor league packet every day. With Bracho, another couple of strikeouts. Bracho, another save for Robbie Hammock down there and the Bay Bears. Nolan Arenado is at third. Justin Morneau at first, 1 out. Bracho put up some big strikeout and save numbers in AA this year. LeMahieu singled in the fourth, 1 for 3. Bracho worked just over 44 innings at Mobile, had 59 strikeouts and only 9 walks, a 1.81 ERA.
As dangerous as LeMahieu can be, he has grounded into 20 double plays this year, making him 4th in the National League in that category.
Bracho with that sneaky fastball. Throws a bunt, and they have Arenado hung up. He's out of the baseline, and he is out, says Lance Barrett. Arenado was coming home. LeMahieu couldn't get the bunt down, and they run into an out, a big one. Morneau moves up, 2 down now.
I just mentioned that LeMahieu hits into a lot of double plays. Kind of a late break for home that time by Arenado, and once LeMahieu bunted through that ball, he's just a dead duck between third and home. Boy, it's not like DJ LeMahieu to mess up a fundamental. Bunted right through the ball.
So the Diamondbacks catch a big break right there. 2 outs. Morneau at second now. A 1-1 count on LeMahieu. Morneau still a go-ahead run in scoring position. Bracho misses inside, backs up LeMahieu. 2 balls and a strike. 2-5-2 on the putout of Nolan Arenado. Two and two.
Now you can almost be guaranteed that LeMahieu is going to take a shot to the right side. That's been his MO throughout his entire career. Take a couple of aggressive swings early in the at bat. Once you get to 2 strikes, give it up and shoot it to the right side.
He has hit .340 against the Diamondbacks this year. Tomahawks, 1 out to left. Peralta runs it down. David Peralta saves a run, and they strand Morneau at second base. Silvino Bracho gets some help on the bases from Nolan Arenado, and behind him from David Peralta. We're still tied up at Chase.
Diamondbacks Live, presented by CenturyLink, our post-game show. And you know what? A great play there by David Peralta. A great catch to keep this game tied at 3. But I know one thing you're going to talk about in the post-game, Brandon, is Robbie Ray able to really settle down after that first inning.
Yeah, a little bit shaky coming into the game in the first inning, but settled down nicely. Still threw a few pitches, more than I think he wanted to, but got into a little bit of trouble in there in the 5th inning, but was able to pitch out of it, make some good pitches to come out of the ball game tied to 3-3, and that's where we're standing right now.
That was a turning point, that is for sure. One of the many things we will take a look at on the post-game show, guys.
Thank you, guys. Look forward to that here from Chase Field. And a tie game, 3-3, bottom 8. And the new pitcher for the Rockies, the right-hander Jairo Diaz. 18 appearances since he was called up from AAA Albuquerque, a 2.81 ERA. He'll work to Brandon Drury, A.J. Pollock, and Paul Goldschmidt, 2, 3, and 4 in the Diamondback 8th. Drury 0 for 3 so far. He's got an RBI ground out. Oh, and 2. Hey, fans, as promised earlier, take a look at our Data Strong fan photo using the hashtag AZDataStrongFan. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Ronnie. It's a nice hat. Look at that D-backs cap she's got on there.
Bedazzled.
Drury chases one in the dirt. There's the strikeout for Diaz. 1 down in the 8th.
Hard slider in the dirt from Diaz that time.
Center fielder.
Spikes it out there off the outside corner. Drury cannot hold up.
Dodgers still lead in San Francisco 4-0 in the 7th behind Clayton Kershaw, who has tossed 6 innings of 1-hit ball. He's got 8 strikeouts. Dodgers will clinch the NL West with a win. Here's AJ. He has doubled, walked, and scored a run. There's a fair ball. Arenado at third. Boy, he can absolutely rifle the ball from down there. Quickly 2 outs.
Especially when he's got a little bit of time to really get on top of that throw. Get that pure backspin and just fire it across the dial.
Well, here's Goldie. An RBI single in the first. He's 1 for 3. Struck out his last time up. Looking for a Goldie. Goldie gone here. Goldie 21 home runs in the first half of the year. He's homered 10 times since the All-Star break. Finishing with a solid month of September. Daniel Hudson warming up at the Sanderson Ford bullpen. He is the de facto closer with new Papa Brad Ziegler home with his wife Kristen. Got it just over the corner, enough for Goldie to get a little bit of the bat on it. And he rolls out to Reyes, and Diaz works a 1-2-3 inning. 9th inning coming up. That was the Cox Gig-A-Live high-speed highlights. Your Gila River game summary. A lot of scoring early in this ball game. Ever since the fourth, not so much. So here we are in the ninth, 3-3. The rookie right-hander Silvino Bracho still out there for the Diamondbacks. He'll work to Tom Murphy, the rookie catcher, the 8-hole hitter, to lead off the Rocky ninth. Pitcher spot due up next. Daniel Descalso is in the on-deck circle. After that, Charlie Blackmon. Murphy 0 for 2. He walked in the fourth. Just his ninth major league game. Sky-high fly ball. Left field. Who wants it? Owens calling for it. Peralta's behind him. David has it. And that's the first out here in the ninth. Keith Hessler started throwing now. The Sanderson Ford bullpen.
Pinch hitting for Jairo Diaz. Number 3, Daniel Descalso.
Now they announced Daniel Descalso as the hitter for the pitcher Diaz, with Charlie Blackmon, the leadoff man, on deck. Descalso, his first year in Colorado, he's hit .217. 5 home runs. He has made only 37 starts all year for Walt Weiss. As a pinch hitter this year, he's hitting .195, 8 for 41. Bracho behind, 2 balls, no strikes. Diamondback Live post-game show. Jody Jackson, Brandon Webb coming up next. Same 2 teams tomorrow. Game 2 of this 3-game set. Chase Anderson against Chad Bettis. Diamondbacks will be trying to drive the bus in that one against Bettis.
I see what you.
Well, that came from the truck. Mariners have come back to tie the Astros at Safeco Field, Seattle, 4-4 in the 6th. Everyone else in the AL West is either winning or has won. That'll be a big loss for Houston. Yes, he wins. C.B. Bucknor, 2-2.
Clearly gets it out there.
Texas won. They beat the Tigers 7-6. Angels hosting Oakland. Anaheim leads that one 7-1. Astros tied in Seattle. Come on, CB. There you go. 2 down. Bracho gets the strikeout.
Yep.
Center fielder.
That's a rough at bat when you check your swing twice to go down on strikes.
Silvino Bracho, 2 down now. Charlie Blackmon 2 for 4. Blackmon a pair of singles. He has scored a run. He's hit it safely in 8 straight. And he has killed the Diamondbacks this year. There's a strike on 1. Blackmon came into the game tonight hitting over .360 against the Diamondbacks this season. 8 extra base hits, and he's 2 for 2 tonight. Bracho's got that little Matt Stites thing going with that front foot. Big cut at that one. Nice pitch by Silvino Bracho.
Rare straight changeup that time at 83. Good downward movement, good arm speed. It's a pitch we haven't seen a lot of from Bracho.
This guy has not been an easy out for Diamondbacks pitchers this year. Career-wise, he's .358 against the Diamondbacks in nearly 50 games. Doesn't get the inside strike call from Lance Barrett. It's 1-2.
Not taking anything at all away from Charlie Blackmon, but I think he's really been the beneficiary of hitting in front of Troy Tulowitzki and Carlos Gonzalez and Nolan Arenado. He's a really good fastball hitter. And opposing pitchers don't want to walk him. They go after him with heaters, and more often than not, he gets his knocks.
He's got 17 home runs from the leadoff spot this year, so he's swinging at those fastballs. Reyes, Cargo, Arenado all coming up. This is the guy you want to get, especially when you had 1-2 with 2 outs. Diamondbacks in the home half will have Peralta, Castillo, Lamb, 5, 6, and 7. 1-2 on Charlie Blackmon. Got him! Silvino Bracho, 2 strikeouts. He works a 1-2-3-9. We'll go to the home half at Chase. Bracho keeps it tied. Diamondbacks a chance to win it coming up. Conditioning cool play of the game ends the 8th inning and a Rockies threat. David Peralta, the sliding grab. That prevented the go-ahead run from coming in. Kept it 3-3. It's our Chaz Roberts air conditioning cool play of the game. And now Peralta will lead off the bottom of the 9th against the veteran lefty Boone Logan.
I think David Peralta was just glad to finally catch a ball in left field where he didn't have to crash up against the side wall. He had several plays on that road trip messing with that side wall down the left field line. As you get a look at Logan's numbers this season, hard throwing lefty.
Well, we know about Peralta, how he hits lefties, much improved, about 60 points in fact over last year. He has tripled and walked, 1 for 2 tonight. Peralta, Castillo, and Lamb 5, 6, and 7. Reyes, the shortstop, playing almost directly behind the second base bag. They shade against Peralta rather than shift, and he hits it the other way into the seats. David hitting .352 since the All-Star break. That's second best in the league behind only Joey Votto. There's a look at the Rockies defensively. Oh, 0-2. Logan scored upon only once in his last 15 outings, dating all the way back to August 1st. And he strikes out Peralta to open up the 9th.
mentioned Logan, a hard thrower with the fastball. Also throws a hard slider in the mid-80s. That time got David on back-to-back sliders.
Well, let's see if there's some beef Wellington on the menu tonight. Castillo 0 for 3. And Welly staggering to the finish line here in what's been a very long year for him. He's hitting under $180 in September. 242 on the year. Swing and a miss. That Dodger-Giant game now in the 8th inning in San Francisco. LA will clinch the division with a win. They lead it 4-0. Clayton Kershaw still in there. He has been tremendous tonight. 7 innings of 1-hit ball with 9 strikeouts. There's a Dodger fan watching the wrong game. 1-2.
You don't suppose if the Dodgers clinch, they'll go out to center field and stomp all over Hunter Pence's kale garden, do you?
Yeah. Vin Scully talked about that on our latest edition of D-Backs podcast, which is available online at dbacks.com and on iTunes. Vin said he didn't even know they had done that. He was here when that happened. He was still traveling to some NL West cities, and Vin said he told us he felt like being alone when the Dodgers won that division. He wanted to reflect on all the great moments he'd been through in Dodger history, so he had no idea that that had taken place. Didn't think much of it. LA's added a run now. It's 5-0. It's a great interview you can hear with Vin. Our other guest, Patrick Corbin, D-Backs podcast, dbacks.com. 1-2.
Well, that's been a common approach to Wellington Castillo. You mentioned he's kind of limping to the finish line. Teams really have been pounding him inside. Late in the season when that bat gets a little heavy, the legs get a little heavy. Very tough to get to those inside fastballs, and that's where most teams have been attacking Wellington.
Sitting on 19 homers. And Boone Logan gets his second strikeout, 2 down.
Third baseman.
Logan feeling that slider tonight. Bounces one in the dirt to get the swinging strike here from Castillo. He also struck out David Peralta with a hard slider.
Well, it's up to Jake Lamb. 2 outs, nobody on. Jake did drive in a run earlier tonight with a sac fly RBI. He's 0 for 2. Anderson Ford bullpen. Daniel Hudson had been throwing earlier. Then it was Keith Hessler. Now it's Huddy again. Bracho has gone nearly 2 innings in relief. Worked a 1-2-3 ninth with 2 strikeouts. Chris Owings is on deck. Pitcher spot would be after that. There's Silvino Bracho. Missed away, 2-0. Salty at the ready. Need a couple of base runners before you get there. Got that breaking ball in the front door for a strike. 2-1.
2-0 breaking balls. If you get them near the strike zone, most guys are not going to swing at them. 2-0, 3-1. You're geared fastball in one location, and any kind of breaking ball in the strike zone is probably going to be taken for a strike.
Drops another slider in there. Well, that's been a very effective pitch for Boone Logan here tonight. Well, Boone Logan comes in and strikes out the side in order. 1, 2, 3. We will play extras at Chase Field. Beef jerky all season long. Jack Link's beef jerky. Feed your wild side. Feed it. 10th inning, Daniel Hudson on for the Diamondbacks. 3-3 ball game. D-backs and Rockies first to 3 here at Chase Field, and we'll play extras on a Tuesday night. Well, Huddy's got his work cut out for him here. It's Reyes, Cargo, and Arenado, 2, 3, and 4 in the Colorado 10th. Reyes has had a good night, 3 for 4, 3 singles. He has scored a run. 62nd appearance of the year for Daniel Hudson.
Big out to get right here, obviously, with Gonzalez and Arenado due up. You don't want to have to split your attention between Reyes at first base, a guy that could possibly steal a bag, and a couple of very, very dangerous hitters at the plate.
Reyes spins around like a top on that one, 0-2. Batting left-handed for the first time tonight. He's about 30 points better from the left side this year. It's like a carnival ride.
He's just as spread out in that left-handed batter's box as he was as a right-handed hitter.
He's just under 290 batting lefty this year, including 4 home runs.
Watch the setup. Look how wide that stance is.
How do you maintain any balance like that? Reaches out and lifts it into short right center. Drury backing up. 1 down in the 10th.
Good out.
Another big one to get right here.
Right fielder Carlos Gonzalez.
Cargo an RBI single in the first. Rockies got 2 in the first against Robbie Ray. And then a solo homer in the third, his 40th of the year and his 27th since the All-Star break. Where the Dodgers are taking it to the Giants, they've all but wrapped that thing up now. It's 8-0 Dodgers in the 8th inning at San Francisco. So LA tonight will clinch the NL West. Shift is on for Cargo. Astros and Mariners still tied 4-4 in the 7th in Seattle. Texas has one. Anaheim is winning 7-1 in the 7th. So that's a big game for the Astros. Everyone else in the AL West will win today. Texas beat Detroit 7-6. Swing and a miss. Changeup, 1-1.
That pitch has just gotten better and better and better for Daniel Hudson since the beginning of the season. It was hardly even on his radar as a pitch that he would go to early in the season, but he's had a really good feel for it lately. And for a guy that throws in the upper 90s, it can be a really effective pitch.
And you back that up with 98 down and away. There's still a chance Huddy will be a starter next year. That's very much open for discussion, says Chip Hale. It'll be as much up to Daniel as it will the Diamondbacks, he says. And if he has a change up to that repertoire, it's going to make him even more effective as a starter. Here's the GM, Dave Stewart. Slices it the other way, foul. Barry Zins is on it. Just inside at 97, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's a big pitch for Daniel, whether he's a starter or a reliever next year. The ability to throw that fastball inside to a left-handed hitter. It has a lot of natural tailing action away from the lefty, and occasionally he'll let it stray back over the heart of the plate. But if he can get it in there.
And he goes back away from the fastball to strike out Cargo.
Third baseman Nolan Arenado.
It's just a wicked changeup.
Well, he's got all winter to work on that. You're going to have something going come spring training 2016. One more big out to get here in the 10th. It's Nolan Arenado. And he's got an RBI, sac fly, and a double, 1 for 2. Leading the National League in home runs and RBIs. Arenado has homered 6 times against the Diamondbacks this year, but all 6 have come at Coors Field. He has not hit in this ballpark this year. He's batting under 175 at Chase this season. This does get a piece of that one. Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 10th will have Chris Owings leading off 8-9-1. 1-2 on Arenado. Boy, Daniel Hudson, he's really found something here tonight. That changeup that drops down and in toward the right-hand hitter. You got that at 84, 85. You can back that up with 97 or 98. Good luck. 1-2 on Arenado. There it is one more time. The Daniel Hudson changeup looking tremendous here tonight. He struck out Cargo and Arenado. We'll go to the bottom of the 10th here at Chase. strikeouts of Carlos Gonzalez and Nolan Arenado keeps it a 3-3 ball game, and the Diamondbacks have a chance to win it here in the bottom of the 10th inning against the new pitcher for the Rockies. It's the right-hander Gonzalez Arenado, his 33rd appearance, and ERA just over 4.5. A former Chicago Cub claimed on waivers back in July. Chris Owings will lead it off. Pitcher spot after that, Aaron Hill is out in the on-deck circle, so it'll be Owings, Hill, and Inciarte. 8-9-1 in the Arizona 10th. 3-3 ball game here at Chase. CO singled in the 4th. He's 1 for 3. There's Aaron Hill. He'll hit for the pitcher, Daniel Hudson. Bullpen quiet right now for the Diamondbacks. See Salty in the D-back dugout. He's got a helmet on, bat in hand. Drives it to left, right at Dickerson. One down.
He hit it any harder than that.
Hey fans, tomorrow Brad Sesmat's Football AZ show has more football coverage with special guests, Cardinals Pro Bowl defensive end Calais Campbell, and SI.com senior NFL writer Peter King. That's a pretty good show right there. That's tomorrow 5:30 and after the Diamondback Live postgame show right here on Fox Sports Arizona. One out for Aaron Hill. Aaron at 232, he's got 6 homers. He's hit safely in 3 straight games. He doubled Sunday in the win at San Diego. Rando Delgado has started throwing in the Diamondback bullpen. Aaron Hill batting over .330 as a pinch hitter this year. A ball and a strike. Coincidentally, not ironically, his last walk-off homer came against these Rockies nearly 3 years ago. Did he check? He did. And Isonia. Ooh, well. Let's not show that replay again.
What replay?
Exactly. I didn't see anything.
Neither did Dan Isonia.
Hey now. Called strike 3, says Lance Barrett. Aaron Hill disagrees.
Right fielder, Ender Inciarte.
Right at the bottom of the knees, yep. 94 with a little sink to it, right down at the bottom of the kneecaps.
So Murphy, the catcher, kind of sneaked that one back up into the strike zone. 2 down for Ender Inciarte. Tripled and scored in the 3rd, 1 for 4. Ender has now hit safely in 4 straight and 11 of his last 13. Ball 1. Coming off his 4 for 4 on Sunday at Petco Park. 2 singles, 2 homers. His first career multi-homer game. Big cut at the 2-0 there. This was Ender Sunday at Petco Park.
Boom.
Nice easy swings. The best time he's had since he's played in the big leagues, he said. 3-1.
This is where you can outthink yourself as a hitter. Herman threw a 2-0 changeup. Now in a 3-1 count, will he go back to it again, or will he challenge with the fastball? That's a changeup, low and away, ball 4.
And he missed with it. Winning runs aboard. A 2-out walk. A chance for Brandon Drury.
Second baseman, Brandon Drury.
Brandon 0 for 4, had an RBI ground out back in the 3rd. It came after Ender tripled. He's at first with 2 outs. He's the winning run. Tell you what, Brandon, the way he hits line drives, you got 2 outs, Ender at first. Anything in the gap probably wins you the game.
And he's got a big gap to shoot for in left center field, with Charlie Blackmon shading several steps over toward the gap in right center.
Here's a strike with a fastball at 94, 0-1. There's also lots of room on the right-hand side of the infield with LeMahieu near the bag at second and Morneau holding Inciarte on the bag at first. If he rolls it into right, a good chance to get Ender to third with A.J. Pollock coming up. One and two.
Changeup mania. We saw Daniel Hudson come in the game and feature a really good changeup to go along with his high 90s fastball. Now Herman, changeup after changeup after changeup.
Gonzalez hit him in.
Maybe a fastball upcoming here.
And he got him. 2 strikeouts in the inning. We will go to the 11th, tied at 3. Jerky all season long. Jack Link's beef jerky. Feed your wild side. Ain't it? 11th inning we go. Rockies and D-backs tied at 3. Randall Delgado is on for the Diamondbacks. He worked at Corey Dickerson, Justin Morneau, and DJ LeMahieu. 5, 6, and 7 in the Colorado 11th.
Left fielder Corey Dickerson.
His 61st appearance for Randall Delgado, a 3.31 ERA. Dickerson tonight 0 for 4. Dickerson has had his year really pasted by injuries. Been back from the DL only since September 8th. On there 3 separate times. 2 times for plantar fasciitis in his foot. Another time he suffered a rib injury. And he's trying to make up for lost time. He's hitting over .330 with 3 homers since he's been back. But quiet tonight, 0 for 4. Fastball right by him at 94 for Randall. 1-2. Look out behind the dugout. Chase Field staff quickly on the scene. Everybody appears to be okay.
It's like somebody threw a switch in the 9th inning and said every pitcher has to throw changeups.
Well, it's a copycat business. It's working for everybody.
Yeah, it really has been.
I don't recall seeing Daniel Hudson's that effective, though. Boy, that was special.
Good one tonight.
Almost airmailed that one. It's 2-2. That Dodger Giant game in the 9th inning right now in San Francisco. LA up 8-0, about to clinch the NL West. And a win for Kershaw tonight. How did he get a piece of that? It's like he was blindfolded trying to hit a pinata that time.
You've heard of jump shots in basketball. This is a jump swing.
What are you doing? And sure enough, it got Castillo on the foot.
Of course. That's right where he likes him.
Throw it again. We were saying something about changeups. Take a look at Huddy in the 10th inning. Throwing 97. These are all 3 outs. You got Reyes, Cargo, and Arenado. Watch the last 2 pitches here.
Ooh.
Down and into the righty, away from the lefty, Daniel Hudson. Justin Morneau walked his last time up. He's 0 for 3. Shift is on for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, you just think about human nature. In an extra inning ball game, everybody wants to be the guy to step into the batter's box and hit that game-winning home run. And if you're up there trying to whirly-bird a home run, you're going to be susceptible to the straight changeup. So both teams' relievers here in the last couple innings, a steady diet of straight changeups.
And that aggressive nature, that attitude up there at the plate is what puts you in the 15th inning sometimes. Waves at that one, 1-2. Randall Delgado. That's now 4 straight strikeouts for D-backs relievers. Hardy got Cargo and Arenado. Delgado has got Dickerson and Morneau.
The thing about a straight changeup is you can tell the hitter it's going to come. I'm going to throw you a straight changeup. You clearly see the changeup grip there from Randall Delgado. But your eyes still tell you fastball. You see that arm speed. You see the same arm slot, the same release point. Everything looks just like a fastball. And then the ball floats up there about 10 miles per hour slower than your best fastball. Almost like an optical illusion.
Right at A.J. Pollock. Randall Delgado has always had an excellent changeup. It got him 2 strikeouts and keeps it a 3-3 game. Pollock, Goldie, Peralta coming up. And you got all over Mad Bum. Justin Ruggiano, a home run there in the 6th, already up 2-0. This was Bumgarner versus Kershaw. Then A.J. Ellis takes some yard, also in the 6th inning. Dodgers lead that one 8-0 in the 9th. Kershaw has been sensational. So L.A. with a magic number of 2 will clinch the division tonight with a win at AT&T Park.
A little bit of overkill by the Dodgers offense. They didn't need much. Clayton Kershaw through 8 innings had given up 1 hit, struck out 12 Giants.
Well, here we go. Bottom 11, Brooks Brown, who got his first career win against the Diamondbacks on September 2nd. Gets the heart of the order here. A.J. Pollock, Paul Goldschmidt, David Peralta, 3, 4, and 5 in the Arizona 11th. 3-3 ball game. First of 3, Rockies and D-backs. Back foot up against the railing as A.J. leads it off. Pollock doubled and scored in the 1st. He walked in the 3rd. He is 1 for 3. Tell you what, if the Diamondbacks do find a way to win this ball game, we will have to talk a lot about the bullpen. The bullpen has done a tremendous job here tonight, especially late in the ball game. 2 strikeouts in the 9th for Silvino Bracho. 2 strikeouts in the 10th for Daniel Hudson. 2 in the 11th for Randall Delgado. And A.J. ahead 2-0.
You saw the numbers for Brown just a moment ago. This is a guy that will walk almost as many as he strikes out. We showed you that great shot of the statue in downtown Phoenix titled "Her Secret is Patience." Maybe against Brown that would be the approach in extras.
It's working here. A.J.'s ahead 3 balls and no strikes. I see your staff has been busy at work again. There you go. Winning run aboard with a leadoff walk on 4 pitches. And Goldie coming up. There it is.
First baseman.
Her secret is patience. Of course, highly unreliable staff could have handed me a card that said "Cows go moo," and I would have said it.
Save that for another game. Winning run aboard. Here's Goldie. RBI single in the first. He's 1 for 4. How aggressive you want to get here? They got AJ down there with 37 stolen bases. Game 2 tomorrow. Diamondback Live pregame show at 6 o'clock. D-backs and Rockies. Chase Anderson versus Chad Bettis. Thursday, Patrick Corbin's final start of the year against David Hale. Three times in a row. Close there, but AJ's back in time. He's the winning run. Goldschmidt, 3 career walk-off homers, all 3 coming in the 2013 season, so he's due. Pollock holds. That one is in the dirt. Brooks Brown finally throws a pitch to Goldie. It's 1-0. Last Diamondback walk-off winner, August 9th against the Reds, a Chris Owings base hit. Going to get AJ started at any point. You just want to let Goldie hit.
I think as long as Goldie has the count in his favor, I let him pick a pitch to swing at right here and just have AJ drop anchor over there. If the count happens to swing 1-1, 1-2, then maybe you try to pick a pitch and steal a base. That's just me.
AJ holds again. This is inside. 2 balls and no strikes, and Brooks Brown has yet to throw a strike. What can Brown do for you? Well, so far, just throw balls. Pollock holds again, and again he misses. 3-0. 7 pitches, no strikes for Brooks Brown. Ball 4. Back-to-back 4-pitch walks open up the Diamondback 11. Bullpen is crickets for Colorado right now. Steve Foster, the pitching coach. The only run that matters is standing at second base. A.J. Pollock, and the freight train is coming up. The entire Rocky infield on the mound now. Lance Barrett will go out and break this up. Diamondback Live postgame show. Brandon Webb been standing by with Jody Jackson. As soon as our ball game ends, we'll have reaction from what is hopefully a D-back walk-off win here. 2 on, nobody out. 3-3, bottom 11. Dodgers have 1 in San Francisco. They are the NL West champs for 2015. David Peralta. Tripled and scored in the 4th. He walked in the 6th. He's 1 for 3. Pollock at second. He's the winning run. Goldie aboard at first. And Brooks Brown has still failed to throw a strike. Now the bullpen will get busy. Christian Friedrich, a left-hander. If you got Castillo on deck, Jake Lamb behind him. Wow. 10 pitches, 10 balls.
The secret is patience.
You were right on it. I mean, this is a big league game. That's hard to do. Holy Toledo. They walked Pollock on 4 pitches. He walked Goldie on 4 pitches. He's behind on Peralta, 3-0. There's a strike. Well, so far he's 1 for 12.
Maybe a little bit of a gift on that 3-0 strike. Borderline at best.
Lance Barrett behind the plate. All 4 of the bases are loaded with nobody out. Brooks Brown has opened up the 11th inning with 3 straight bases on balls. Now the winning run is 90 feet away with nobody out. You might be thinking 5-man infield here. He's going to have his infield huddle up. Friedrich just started throwing in the Rocky bullpen. You've got the lefty Lamb on deck. You figure Friedrich's in there for Lamb. In the meantime, wouldn't be surprised to see Weiss bring an extra infielder in here. No, he's going to go get him right now. Seen enough. Christian Friedrich coming in. 3-3, bases full in the 11th. Out 3-3 ball game, bottom 11 after Brooks Brown walked the bases loaded. So Christian Friedrich, the left-hander, with a team high 66 appearances, inherits a real mess here. He is the 9th pitcher of the night for Colorado. A.J. Pollock is the winning run at third with no outs. Paul Goldschmidt aboard at second, and David Peralta at first. And the Rockies stick with a 4-man infield. They are all in on the grass for Wellington Castillo, who is 0 for 4.
Infield drawn in, outfield drawn into a position where if they catch the ball right where they're standing, they feel they've got a chance to throw that runner out at the plate.
Here's a strike. Diamondbacks have already beaten the Rockies once this year. via the walk-off. That was July 3rd. Cliff Pennington, a sacrifice fly. Scored Wellington Castillo. Now Castillo at the plate. Ball one. Two and one. Two and two. Save those fingernails. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good way to start the final homestand of the year. Looking for a walk-off win. First of 3 against Colorado before the Astros are here this weekend. Winning run at third, nobody out. That is a fair ball. Arenado coming home. Murphy keeps his foot on the plate, and they get the force on AJ. The Gold Glover down at third. Nice job by the rookie catcher Murphy to keep that foot down and get the force on Pollock.
Arenado reacting quickly as momentum carries him into foul territory, which kind of clears AJ Pollock, allows him to throw cleanly to home plate for that force out.
Number 15.
Now with a lefty out there in Friedrich, they will hit for Lamb. It'll be Phil Gosselin. Phil Gosselin at 284. He's got 2 homers. Now Steve Foster wants a word. No one throwing in the Rocky bullpen. Seattle Mariners have taken a 6-4 lead at Safeco over the Astros. Everyone else in the American League West has won. The Rangers beat Detroit 7-6. Anaheim beat Oakland 8-1. And now Houston, which comes in here for 3 do-or-die games to close the season this weekend, trails at Safeco Field. 6-4. They are headed to the 9th in Seattle. Goldie the winning run at third base. 1 out. Peralta at second. Castillo at first. Gosselin and Friedrich.
You take anything right about now to get that runner on the plate. A wild pitch, pass, ball, an error, base hit. For somebody as greedy for fast food as I am, a grand slam gets you the trifecta: the beef tacos, the jumbo jack, and the Papa John's.
Might as well go out in style.
Yeah, why not?
Keep in mind, you got a rookie catcher back there, young Tom Murphy. This is just his 9th career Major League game, a 24-year-old rookie. He spent most of this year playing Double-A ball in New Britain, Connecticut. One and one on Gosselin. Missed with that one. 2 balls and 1 strike.
A little cut fastball straight just off that inside corner.
Base hit. Here comes Goldie, and the Diamondbacks win it. Phil Gosselin, the walk-off winner. The D-backs get the walk-off win. That's their 5th walk-off win this year, their 2nd over the Rockies, and the first career walk-off hit for Phil Gosselin.
Couldn't have come at a better time. Boy, what a nice inning offensively by the Diamondbacks. Everybody wants to be the hero and come up with a big base hit, but 3 walks to start the inning almost assured that the Rockies were not going to get out of this one unscathed.
Phil Gosselin rolls it the other way into right field. Goldie trots home with a winning run, and the D-backs now lead the season series against the Rockies 11-6, including a 6-2 mark here at Chase Field. Phil Gosselin has the walk-off winner, and it looks like Phil is standing by down in front of the Diamondback dugout. Here's Kate.
Well, first and foremost, take me through that game-winning at-bat.
Yeah, Friedrich's pretty tough. He's got a really good slider, so you got to see it up. I was just trying to see the ball up out over the plate, and I left one up there, and I was able to shoot it in with the infield in and shoot it by him.
How satisfying is it for you to come up in a situation like this for your new team?
Yeah, it's awesome. My first walk-off hit up here, get a win, last homestand. So hopefully we can finish out strong.
Yeah, after that strong road trip, how important was it for the team to come out here and start this homestand with a hard-fought victory?
Yeah, it's huge. Big series here, and then going into the weekend, the Astros got a lot to play for. So trying to play spoiler a little bit and end the season on a high note.
I know you shared with me that the Diamondbacks invested a lot bringing you over here when you were battling through an injury, and you want to go out there and really show this team you appreciate that. How have you been able to do that in the 18 games you've played for the team, and how do you want to carry that over?
Just play hard every time I'm out there. You know, the results aren't always going to be there. Baseball's a tough game, but if you go out there, play hard, and try to help the team any way you can, I think good things will happen.
And it's the final homestand of a successful season for the team. How do you just describe this Diamondbacks ball club?
It's a lot of fun. Ever since I've been over here, the guys are awesome. Good group of guys. You know, from last year to this year, we've really turned it around, and I think moving forward, our best baseball's ahead of us. The organization's moving in the right direction.
All right, congratulations on your first walk-off victory. The Diamondbacks take this, and now we send it up to our post-game live crew. Jody, Brandon, take it away.
All right, thanks a lot, Kate. Big moment there for Phil Gosselin. First career walk-off hit. Jody Jackson, Brandon Webb, getting us set for D-backs Live, presented by CenturyLink. Well, exciting way to end it there, but when you're looking at Brooks Brown coming in, and Bob Brenly called it there, that maybe you look for patience there, get some walks, and the fact that he could not throw a strike certainly set up his teammate and bullpen mate Christian Friedrich for trouble.
Yeah, it looked like, I was looking at his stats there when he came in. He had walked several guys throughout this season, so we're looking for that. He walked the first, just couldn't find the strike zone, basically, is all it was. Walked the bases loaded, and you know, they were able to push one through.
Both bullpens had performed pretty well until that 11th for the Rockies. So coming up on the postgame show, we'll take you through what the Diamondbacks bullpen was able to do after Robbie Ray departed the game. And we'll also take a look at what Ray was able to do to keep his team in the game. It's all coming up on the postgame show. 5th walk-off win of the year for the Arizona Diamondbacks. A great way to start the final homestand of the season.